Welcome, have a nice day. Today is Monday, 5th of February 2024. This day is celebrated as World Cancer Day. On 5th of February every year, it is organized to make awareness, treatment, prevention, and its causes. It was initiated by the Union of International Cancer Control (UICC) to support the goals of the World Cancer Declaration in 2008. From the history point of view, 1922, 5th of February, the first issue of Reader's Digest was published. In 1948, 5th of February, after the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi, Vinayak Savarkar was arrested due to security restrictions in 1952. 5th of February, first general election is held in independent India. Starting the newspaper analysis with the newspaper, The Hindu states that United States senators release a $118 billion package that pairs border policies with aid for Ukraine and Israel. The Senate was expected this week to hold a key test vote on legislation, but it faces a wall of opposition from conservatives. Migrants wait in a line adjacent to the border fence under the watch of Texas National Guard to enter into El Paso, Texas. Senators on February 4 released a highly anticipated $118 billion package that pairs border enforcement policy with the wartime and aid for Ukraine, Israel, and other United States allies, setting off a long-shot effort to push the bill through heavy skepticism from Republicans, including House Speaker Mike Johnson. The Hindu newspaper also states that United States warns of further retaliation if Iran-backed militias continue their attacks. After a week of retaliatory strikes, the United States on Sunday warned Iran and the militias it arms and funds that it will conduct more attacks if American forces in the Mid-East continue to target it. But that it does not want an open-ended military campaign across the region. The United States attack on dozens of ISIS sites in Iraq and Syria hit more than 85 targets at 7 locations. United States National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan. The Hindu newspaper also states that should nuns who are in a state of civil death pay income tax, Supreme Court to hear. The Supreme Court has decided to examine whether nuns earning salaries must pay income tax. The ecclesiastical order have argued that as nuns and priests take the vow of poverty, they cannot earn income or inherit assets, and their salaries are given to their congregations, not for their personal use. The appeal in the Supreme Court has now argued that a person who undergoes a civil death cannot earn an income. Going towards the Indian Express newspaper states that calling it illegal, DDA demolished a mosque in Mehrauli. Archaeological Survey of India records listed it a century ago. On January 30, the Delhi Development Authority (DDA) razed the Khunji Mosque and Madrasa, describing them as illegal structures in Sanjeevan, a reserved forest area. The Khunji Masjid was demolished on January 30. Alas. The Indian Express also states that UCC draft approved by Uttarakhand cabinet set to be tabled in assembly. The special session of the assembly has been convened, especially to pass the legislation on the Uniform Civil Code and make it an act. The cabinet approval of the draft was needed to its introduction in the assembly. The Uttarakhand cabinet on Sunday approved the final draft of the Union Civil Code without any changes a day before the state assembly convenes for a special session to take up bill. The state cabinet passed the Uniform Civil Code draft at a meeting chaired by Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami at his official residence on Sunday. Indian Express also states that government 23% manpower shortage in Central Bureau of Investigation, over 1,000 cases pending. Till December 31st, 2022, the total sanctioned strength of CBI was 7,295, against which 5,600 offices were in position and 1,695 posts were vacant, the report said. The Central Bureau of Investigation is facing a shortage of 23% manpower, including the posts of Special Director, Joint Director, and DIGs, and said the Department of Personnel and Training. In their 2022-23 annual report, as had 1,025 cases, 943 registered cases, and 82 preliminary inquiries were pending. Till December 31st, 2020, Central Bureau of Investigation total sanction strength was 7,273, and of them 1,374 posts were vacant. Reports are adding that it in 2021, 1,533 posts were vacant. Going towards the Hindustan Times newspaper, states that avalanche alerts in Jammu and Kashmir, Srinagar cut off. In a meteorological department issues yellow alert for Delhi. A sheet of snow blanket the Lal Chowk in Srinagar on Sunday. A fresh western disturbance brought havoc to the hills on Sunday, caking large swaths of northwestern India in snow and effectively blocking off Srinagar from the rest of the country as the precipitation cut off roads and grounded flights. Delhi, meanwhile, woke up to another usually damp and gloomy February morning after an overnight spell of showers, even as the weather office issued a yellow alert warning that a dense fog may blanket the city early on Monday. Hindustan Times also states that Justice Ritu Bahari became first woman Chief Justice of Uttarakhand High Court. Dehradun News. Justice Ritu Bahari was administered oath as the new Chief Justice of the Uttarakhand High Court on Sunday by Lieutenant Governor Gurmeet Singh at a ceremony held here at Raj Bhavan. Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami attended the swearing in the ceremony of newly appointed Chief Justice of High Court. Hindustan Times also states that Prime Minister launches a project in Assam invokes heritage. The government of the Bharatiya Janata Party has made Vikas and Virasat development and heritage its policy over the last 10 years, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said on Sunday as he reiterated his pitch for a double-engine government. Prime Minister Narendra Modi during a public rally in Guwahati on Sunday. Going towards the economy of the country from the business point of view, no proposal with the finance minister to relook duty structures to facilitate Tesla's entry to India, CBIC chairman. In an interview to the Indian Express, Sanjay Kumar Agarwal, chairman of the Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs, CBIC, also said that there is currently no proposal with the finance ministry to review duty structures to facilitate Tesla's entry to India, even as the commerce minister is understood to working out a plan for it. CBIC chairman Sanjay Kumar Agarwal. This investment not a panacea for fiscal deficit, DIPM Secretary Tuhin Kanta Pandey, in an interaction with the AGGAMWALI ANSUKALP Sharma. It is actually Agamwalia and Sukla Sharma Pandey delves into what he terms a new paradigm of disinvestment and public enterprise management, which follows one marked by extremely tall targets that were progressively missed. It is exposed to Hind Kanta Pandey. From the banking and finance point of view, Paytm Payments Bank's future uncertain post-February and aim Reserve Bank of India's silence. As per the Reserve Bank of India's listening and operative guidelines for payments, banks aggregate customer balance limit for the PPBL customer at the end of the day cannot exceed Rs 2 lakh. Neither PPBL or Paytm has disclosed the deposit base of PPBL. Paytm denied there was no data that Paytm was taking and getting from the Paytm payment banks in the past or in the present. Going to the world news, including Canada extends a ban on foreign ownership of housing by 2 years. Police in Michigan City put on alert after WSJ opinion piece. Second powerful storm in days blows into California, sparking warnings of hurricane force winds. After new United States strikes hitting Yemen, Iran issues a warning about a suspected spaceships in the Middle East. United Kingdom aircraft carrier sidelined from the largest NATO exercise since Cold War due to the propeller problem. United Kingdom Prime Minister speaks on racism. Says parents wanted him to speak without an accent to fit in. Going to the science and technology watch, this space Japan's moon snipper nearly dies as a lunar surface gets back in focus. JAXA, the Japanese space agency, was able to re-establish contact with the smart lander for investigating moon SLIM. After more than a week without electricity, Japan's Aerospace Exploration Agency's smart lander for investigating moon or SLIM. Use of tech, artificial intelligence aiding direct tax compliance, says CBDT chairman. Around 44 lakh emails were sent to taxpayers in December for mismatches between their declaration income and financial transaction based on technology-based risk assessment. Central Board of Direct Taxes CBDT chairman Nitin Gupta said, with the use of technology, including artificial intelligence and changes in the law, the possibilities of tax evasion have been plugged. CBDT chairman Nitin Gupta. Woman robot astronaut Vyomitra is to be launched this year before Indian Space Research Organization's Gaganyaan mission. Woman robot astronaut Vyomitra will fly into space ahead of ISRO's ambitious Gaganyaan mission, which will be India's first human-manned space flight carrying Indian astronauts into the space. Female robot Vyomitra, designed for India's Gaganyaan mission. Disclosing this in New Delhi during an interaction with the media, Union Minister of State Independent Charge, Science and Technology and Space Jitendra Singh said the uncrewed Vyomitra mission is scheduled for the third quarter of this year, while a manned mission Gaganyaan is scheduled to be launched next year, that is 2025. Vyomitra is a name derived from two Sanskrit words, namely Vyoma meaning space and Mitra meaning friend. This female robot astronaut is equipped with the capability to monitor module parameters, issue alerts, and execute life support operations. It can perform tasks such as operating 6 panels and responding to queries, he explained. Her last is a famous quotation said by APJ Abdul Kalam, whose full name was Ol Pakir Jainuddin Abdul Kalam. Birth anniversary 15th of October 1931 up to 27th of July 2015. Was an Indian aerospace scientist and statesman who served as the 11th president of the India from 2002 to 2007. He was born and raised in Rameshwaram, Tamil Nadu, and studied physics and aerospace engineering. He spent the next decades as a scientist and a science administrator, mainly at the DRDO and ISRO, Defense Research and Development Organization and Indian Space Research Organization, and was intimately involved in India's civilian space program and military missile development efforts. He thus came to be known as the Missile Man of India for his work on the development of ballistic missiles and launch vehicle technology. He also played a pivotal organizational and a technical and a political role in India's Pokhran second nuclear tests in 1998. The first since the original nuclear test by India in 1974. Mr. Kalam says a famous quotation. He says that all birds find shelter during rain, but eagle avoids rain by flying above the clouds. So problems are common, but attitude makes the difference. Mr. Kalam also says a famous quotation. He says that it is very easy to defeat someone, but it is very hard to win someone. Okay, thank you.